Hello everyone, and welcome back to Grassroots NASCAR Racing. Today I'd like to ask you a very serious and personal question. Do you ever suffer from leakages? Are there those times when no matter how hard you try, you just can't keep that golden liquid in? If you're suffering, like me, then it might be time to change your fuel cell. That's right. Sometimes parts wear out, sometimes they have to be replaced, and today is one of those days. And we are going to be working on this car today, which I gotta admit, I've been neglecting this car. I haven't been working on it the way that I should. I've been focusing on the mellow yellow car, but I gotta get these other cars running. So I'm gonna start with the Harry Gant car here. For some reason, the last couple times that I've jacked it up, it leaks out the passenger side, right there at the fuel cell. So something's not right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old fuel cell that was in the Kyle Petty car and I'm going to put it into this one. After that, I just need to check the carb, probably tune that up, and we'll get it running and get this thing out on the road some. I don't know if I'll get it onto a track, but at least get it out to some car shows and get it moving, get it out and seen. And then after that, see that blue one back there? That's the next one. I've got to get that thing up and running. So that one, I got to take the old transmission out because it's broken and see what I'm dealing with. Probably just get a new transmission, get a new drive shaft made, and get that one running. So, but let's see what we're looking at here. This is what's in here right now. Looks like an expiration date of 2004 on here. I have no idea what drug-free means. You guys have any idea about that? Pickup is in the corner. This is the one I'm putting into it. This one obviously is older, so this is what was in that car. This one looks like it was hand built to me. Welded on handles here and stuff. But it should be about the same size and everything and should fit. The only thing I'm worried about is this pickup. If you're looking at it this way, the pickup is a little bit farther over toward the fill. Whereas with this one's just a little bit farther over this way. Like the new one's gonna be right about here, I think. So I'm worried that this line is gonna be too short and I might have to make a new line there. So let's get this out and see what we're dealing with. The other thing that I'm hoping for when I take this out, you know that I still don't know what this car is, that I have a small suspicion that it might be an old Earnhardt chassis. So I'm hoping that once I start doing some work on this thing, and someday I'm just going to come out here and start taking this thing apart and putting it back together, because I want to see if there's any identification marks, anything that I can find that would lead me toward the true history of this car. And who knows, hopefully today when we pull this fuel cell out, maybe it's got RCR number 3 written on the side or something like that. Cross your fingers, don't think that's going to happen, but let's get it out and see. Okay, so the fuel cell is out. Let's take a look in here. I don't see anything that would give me any ideas to what this car was before, other than more of that poppy red paint, like was on the senior chassis. This is some foam that was in there, used as a spacer. You can see where fuel got kind of soaked up into it. Nothing written on there or anything. Nope. Sure smells like fuel in here. A little rusted, not bad. You can definitely tell where the fuel was eating the paint, making it wrinkle up. But yeah, look at that color. There's only so many people that ran that color. Got a little dent right there, but I don't think that that would have caused the fuel leak. Let's go look at the fuel cell. It's outside here. I searched all over that and that to see if I could find any stamped numbers or anything. There's nothing there. And obviously with this being expiration of 6/2004, this obviously isn't original. These look like some older parts to me. Let me know how old you guys think these are. Holman Moody parts, all got the HM on them. HM, this one has it on the back. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, I don't see any other markings on this thing other than the stickers. That dent would have been over here on this side. And it looks like maybe right there. Yeah, see how it's dented just a little bit right there. But I don't know. It's got to be just something with the bladder. Let's flip it over on its side. Let's see if we can see anything on the bottom. Alright, there's the bottom of it. Nothing obvious. Again, there's that dent right there, but I can't imagine that hurting the bladder. So, I don't know, guys. We'll replace it anyway. Get that other one in there. You know, the fuel cells are one of those things that expires, just like your seat belts or your window nets. It's one of those things that you have to update every now and then anyway. So, one good way to check it, you got to check the foam inside and be sure that the foam is still good. You can take like some needle nose pliers and just kind of pinch it, and if it still acts like foam, you're probably good. If you pinch it and it cracks at all or it comes apart, it's time to replace it or just get a new cell. You don't want that stuff getting sucked up into your filter and then through the engine and stuff like that. So, and I know this one's old. Yeah, that's an oldie right there. But it's all I have on hand, and it was working good with the mellow yellow, and the foam inside is still good. So let's get it thrown in and see where we're at. On second thought, I'm going to take a little break, let that thing air out. It is about 105-degree heat index, and this garage is hot, so I'm going to go inside, cool down a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Feel a little recharged, feel a little lighter. I had to change my hat. My hat was so soaked with sweat. I do not like Texas sometimes, but sometimes it's really good. But I don't like heat. So, but yeah, let's throw this other fuel cell in here. Man, that paint. I gotta find out what this car was. I have to find out. But yeah, let's throw this fuel cell in here and see what we can do. I think I am definitely gonna have to get a longer line there, so that'll probably have to wait till tomorrow or something like that, because it's already like 7:30 on Friday and race shop's closed. So let's get it in. All right, so that is it. The new fuel cell is in. Pretty easy swap. The only bad thing was that I had to make a new AN line. So if you look, this one right here, that goes from the fuel cell up to there. The old one was just about, maybe about an inch too short. So I had to make this one up, and I got it maybe a 1/4 inch too long. It's got a little bit of a bend to it, but that doesn't matter. That should work. So that is all hooked up. Obviously, I'm not gonna put this tube back on because there's nothing for it to go to. This is just kind of an easier way to fill it. I had put fuel in this before with the old fuel cell that had the tube going into there, and it was such a pain in the butt because you had to press in on this somehow, just using a regular gas can. And that is not easy. So yeah, this will be a lot easier. It's much easier just to take off the cap. So that's all set. The next step for me is going to be charging up the battery. And then I'm gonna take off the front wheels, jack it up, obviously in the reverse order. And I gotta check a couple leaks under there. So there is, I know there's one oil leak. I think it's one of the oil lines going up to the dry sump pump. So that will be something that I'm gonna look at. And there might be a little coolant leak, nothing big though. So I'll look at both of those. And then once I get that checked out, I'll just check out all the fluids, be sure they're good, and play with that carb a little bit, and then we'll try and fire it up. So that will be coming up in the next video, hopefully in about a week and a half, probably right before I go to North Wilkesboro. So be on the lookout for that. Also, in the coming week, watch for a video coming up. I got some big news coming up for you guys. So thanks for coming along. Simple little swap, but we will see you guys later. Take care. It's kind of hard to put the fuel cell in when you just set up the camera on the fuel cell. That's not going to work. Oops.